Hi, welcome to TurtleBurger Podcast. My name is Brittany. Thank you for joining me today. This is episode 40, which is super exciting. Today's video, I have 2 finished objects and 5 works in progress. So let's go ahead and jump right in. My first finished object is a hat. This is the Broken Ladders Beanie by Jessica Paws Creates. I have not woven in my end yet. My mother-in-law thought that maybe my sister-in-law would not like a pom-pom, so this is finished. This is a size 6 super bulky weight. It is Lion Brand Hometown in the color Hoboken Honey, and I used a US 9mm to finish this. My next finished object is the Cleo Fedora by Make and Do Crew. It has not been blocked yet. I'm gonna steam block it to see if I can get the brim to lay down, but it is finished and it's so neat. I really like it, and I really liked this yarn. This is Rewind tape yarn from Lion Brand in the color Capri Breeze, and this was a gift. I made the size small, and I actually ended up cutting the brim off about 4 rows before the finishing row, because I felt like it was perfectly wide enough, brim wise for me. So I used 1 full skein plus a little bit, about 40 grams of a second skein. I am going to, I think, make Little Lady a matching one, because she does have a pattern for a mini Cleo Fedora. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. And I met gauge with a crochet hook 4.5mm, and if you only crochet, it works up really fast. But I have gotten really slow at it since I do more knitting than crocheting anymore. But this was a really fun pattern and a really super cute hat. And this yarn actually is super amazing. So the neat thing about this yarn is it looks like, it reminds me of like fettuccine noodles, but it is thick like this. And it is made from 70% polyester and 30% viscose. So even though it is, okay, even though it's a bulky yarn, it's very lightweight feeling. So this will be very nice on a sunny day. So there is that finished object. Okay, let's start with works in progress. So I have quite a few from Chitchat Knits, so I will save those. Let's start off with my Luminous Summer Tea by Minimi Knit Designs. It is nearly done, really. Not too much more to go. I have split for the sleeves, and I already did them because I knew I was gonna run out of yarn. So the sleeves are already done, and actually I think this is the front. It has short rows in the front, which is different. And I am just working on the body now. So I don't have that much yarn left. Yes, this is all I have left. So I'm obviously not going to finish the body with that. So my plan is, once I run out of that, I'm just going to go as long as I want it to be in a bare yarn. Do what?
It's not a rainbow shirt like my other one.
No, this is Mommy's rainbow shirt. Oh, you want another rainbow shirt? Okay, we'll see. So there is this one. And it fit up really well. It fits over my head and everything. It's a really easy pattern. It's just taken me, I think I'm about almost 2 months into it, right around there. So I'm just gonna finish it in bear yarn. I am using, let me see, let me find my label here. Okay, this is U-Knit I-Dye in the color Freak Show, I believe. Yeah, Freak Show. It is a DK weight. It's 85% superwash merino, extra fine, 15% nylon. And I had 2 skeins of this, and that was not enough for the size I was making. So like I said, I will just finish it off in some bear yarn, which I have Knit Picks, I think it's Hawthorne DK is what I have. And I am using, oh, and I also did not do a gauge swatch. I just went with what I had and just kind of measured my gauge, which was, you know, which actually met gauge is what I'm saying, but I didn't do a gauge swatch. I am using US size 7, 4.5 millimeter, and then the ribbing, I believe, is done on a US size 5, 3.75 millimeter, but I think I'm gonna, I already know I'm gonna go much longer than what her pattern calls for. She is calling to just go 7 inches from the underarm and then do your ribbing. I already know I'm not going to be comfortable with that length, so I will just go further until it's where I want it to be. Let me make sure, okay, before I get into all the Chitchat knits, let me see what else I have here. Oh, I did work, what is this? Oh, I have a half finished object. I finished the first Florida Girl sports sock. It actually fits really well to be a sports sock. This is by, I forget her actual name, but she goes by Groovy Mom. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. And I started this last July for Sock Week, which is a sock knit along hosted by Nitty Natty. So for this year, I believe it starts July 9th. I will make the second sock. It only has one size, which is 64 stitches, and I used a US size 1, 2, wait, is that a size 1? Size 0, 2 millimeter, I'm sorry. That's what I did on that. The yarn I used, the heel is an Eye of Partridge. So for the heel and this cuff, I used Southern Skeins. It was a mini skein I had. It is in the color Frosty. And then my main color, which is this gray, is Knit Picks Stroll in the color Ash. And here's what the Frosty yarn looks like. Like I said, it was a mini skein that I got. So last year I did not take very good notes because I was still learning to make socks. So when I make the second sock, I'm just gonna have to try it on continuously. The original pattern does not have these, but they use the picture that shows it, and to me they looked like shark scale or shark gills. So these are my shark socks. So I thankfully did put notes in my Ravelry project page as to when I did that, and obviously they're just pearl bumps that make it, but I'm surprised it actually fits really well to be a shorty sock, you know, like super shorty where it's like around the ankle. Usually those are really big on me. So I have no idea why these markers are here. I thought maybe I was indicating 10 rows, but that was more than 10, or rounds, I mean. So anyway, I will be making the second sock during the week of Sock Week. And that's that. Okay, my next work in progress is, or was, my husband's birthday socks. So I decided to stop doing 2 at a time.
But why am I daddy's socks?
Yes, they were daddy socks. So this is where I got with each of them. And after I did the heel turn and everything on this one, I tried it on him and they do not fit. They will not even go over his foot. So we decided he didn't really, I'm not gonna say he didn't want socks, but since it has worked out this way, we've decided that I will make him a Musselburgh hat instead with this. But I didn't want to rip him out until I showed you all. So this is actually a frogged whip, and the next time you see that yarn, it will be a Musselburgh hat for my husband, and hopefully it will be done in time for Christmas. So there's not much to say on that. I actually worked a little bit on my Musselburgh. This is all I did on that. I did about 5 rounds, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I did 8 rounds of my Musselburgh. I'm trying to get to, I can't remember the size I'm making. I'm pretty sure it is maybe the adult small, and I feel like I'm supposed to get to 16 inches, and I'm like barely at 9 inches, so that will be a while for that. And this yarn is, what is this yarn? Oh, here it is. Alta Truth, and the color Purple Plum. And I am using a US size 5, 3.75 millimeter is a DK weight. So, and that's the same pattern that I will be making my husband's sock with, or hat with, and it's a pattern by Ysolda Teague. Okay, so now we can get into some Chitchat knits. I have 3 projects from her, 2 of which are test knits. Uh-oh. Hold on. Got yarn stuck in my bag here and I can't get it unzipped. Darn it.
You got yarn stuck in the bag.
Yep, I got yarn stuck in my zipper. That stinks. There we go. Got it. Okay. So this is the bright shiny socks from Darcy of Chitchat Knits, and all I worked on it these past, I think it's been 3 weeks since I recorded last, is I added the second row or second set of stars right here, the purple section. So that's all I did with that. I am doing the 60 stitch sock. Okay, they are, the main part of the sock I'm using on my typical US size 2.25 millimeter, which, is that a size 2? Size 1, 2.25 millimeter. 60 stitches, and then for the color work section with the stars, I changed to a 9-inch 2.75 millimeter needle, which is a size, I can't see this at all. Okay. I don't know what a 2.75 millimeter is, and I can't read this. A size 2, it looks like. If that's different, I'm sorry. I think it's a size 2. 2.75 millimeter. And I think, okay, so this is the original sock I made. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sections of stars, and I just finished the second. So these will be a little while. I'm trying to do, when I have time to work on these, sit down and do one whole section at a time. The yarn I'm using is all Knit Picks Muse fingering weight, and this is my main color that I dyed last summer. The background color is just a bare Knit Picks Muse. And then one set of stars is this like tealish color that I dyed. And then the next section is this color that I dyed, that set of stars. This is the one that I just finished. Not much else to say about that. It's a very easy and fun pattern, and hopefully they will be done soon. My next work in progress is the Carla Gardens shawl. This was a test knit that has since been released by Chitchat knits. Last time I podcasted, I think I was just down here. I don't even remember if I had a row of flowers in yet. So this is where I am now, and look at these flowers.
I see. I see.
Made a yarn flower. Isn't that so neat? This is so drapey. It's so soft. Definitely recommend this pattern. Yes. Soft, isn't it? So this is, again, Carla's Garden Shawl. My first color, which is the green, looks like this. And it is Cascade Heritage. I feel like the color is Como Blue, but this label just has a color number of 5655. Just a few minutes, okay? Just a few more minutes, and then I will get you out and clean you up. The gray yarn, which is this, is Perennial in the color Lead. And then my pink flowers is Knit Picks Capretta fingering weight in the color Blush. So these are working out really nicely together, and like I said, this pattern has since been released. So once it was released, I stopped this one and went to another test knit that I'll show you. And yeah, so but that is a really fun pattern to do. Okay, I'll put those away, and then my last work in progress is another test knit from Darcy of Chitchat Knits. This is the Each Kindness shawl, and yes, this pink is every bit as bright as what it's showing on the camera. It is. I am using, actually for both of my shawls, I'm using a US size 6 4 millimeter more. Well, this one is a US size 6 4 millimeter, but actually with the Carla's Garden shawl, I apologize, that's actually a US size 4 3.5 millimeter. See what?
That needle.
It's just a needle. Looks like that.
The green one.
Yep, it's a green needle. That's right. Okay, so this, let's look closely. It has a very fun, like,
Wait, I show you.
striped sections alternated with these, I don't know what kind of stitch it is, but I think they look like waves is what she was trying to go for. Very fun. The pink yarn is pineapple yarn, Lonnie DK in the color Princess. She has since gone out of business, so she is not there anymore. And then the bear yarn is Nitpicks Hawthorne DK. And so originally in the pattern, each of these sections are to be done in the pink, but I am afraid of running out of yarn. There's a total of 6 of these. So what I decided to do is have this section, which is the 3rd ripple section, and then a 4th ripple section in the bear yarn. So that way I know for sure I will have enough of the pink to do all the striping that goes with it, plus have enough to do 2 more ripples and a bind off, because I really want to finish this in the pink. But this is a really fun pattern, and actually works up super quick. So, and this is actually most of the reason why I have not podcasted in 3 weeks. This was pretty much all I worked on. And then this past Monday, this pattern is also released. So then for the past 2 days, I've worked super hard on my other projects to try to get them done. And that is it as far as works in progress. A couple of things I wanted to discuss is since I'm almost done with my Luminous Summer Tea, I wanted to pretty much immediately cast on another top. So I decided what I would do for this next one is I'm going to cast on the Weekender, which was a pattern by Andrea Mowry that was gifted to me. So I will be casting on the Weekender, which is a worsted weight pattern, and I will be using this green yarn, which is get my labels out here, Lion Brand Heartland in the color Cuyahoga Valley. So that will be an immediate cast on. Also another immediate cast on is likely to be Little Lady's Cleo Fedora to match with mine, because she really liked it. And I think those will be it for a while, other than, oh yeah, plus the second Florida Girl sock for Sock Week. The other thing I wanted to talk about is I have this pattern I did several years ago, and actually it was meant to be a Bluetooth speaker holder, and I happened to come across this. I think I did this in maybe 2017 or 18, and I'm thinking of rewriting it because I didn't write it down. I just made it for a need at the time, and as a crocheted yarn cozy. What do you think? Should I even bother with it? I was thinking of having it be a free pattern on Ravelry and also doing a video tutorial. So we will see, because I'm pretty sure this is a much thinner yarn than I would have it in. It was an unknown yarn in my stash that was given to me, but it is super cute. I've used it a few times as a cozy several years ago, but now cozies are like all the rage. So I was thinking of making my version and writing it up. Let me know if that's something you would be interested in if you are a crocheter. And that is actually it. That's all I have for today's podcast. If this is your first time watching, I hope you liked it and will consider subscribing and hitting the like button. And also, don't forget, if you're on Ravelry, there is, do I only have one make-along happening? Yes, I only have one make-along happening, which is throughout the rest of the year, which is the sock stash along. And the first podcast in June, I will be randomly picking a winner for a pattern prize. So that will be, again, the first podcast in June, which very well could be my next one. I don't know when I will podcast again. or July, the first podcast in July. So that is it for today, and I will see you in the next one. I hope you're doing great. Bye.